Well, good morning, 6 a.m. A live look in Poto. Good morning to you there in LaFleur County. I hope you're off to a great start. Looks a little bit like hazy out there. Does that mean it just looks hot? That's what it looks like to me.
It looks hot, but there's also a little bit of Saharan dust. So yeah, from the Sahara Desert, it's traveled all the way from West Africa and it's kind of lofted in the middle of the atmosphere. I don't think it'll have too much of an effect on the ground. I think air quality should be okay. It'll mainly stay elevated.
It's a long way to travel.
Hey, I mean, that's where a lot of hurricanes start, is off the west coast of Africa. So, I mean, a long way to go. And also a long way to go with this heat, because it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. So we'll show you what's going on this morning. You can see those temperatures, very warm at 6 o'clock in the morning. Mid to upper 70s in northwest Arkansas, mid to upper 70s in the eastern half of the River Valley, low 80s on the western half. And again, a little bit of that dust in the air, but also a lot of sunshine as well. And along with that, very humid conditions. What's new? Low to mid 70s for those dew points, and we'll stay in this range for really the rest of the week. So don't anticipate these getting any lower anytime soon. Because of all that rain we saw during June, that's what's kind of keeping things very muggy. You combine that dew point with the temperature, not a big difference, but enough to say, hey, wow, we're already in the mid 80s for a good portion of the River Valley because that temperature is so warm to start this morning. For northwest Arkansas, we'll get in the low to mid 90s at 11 o'clock, close to 100 later this afternoon. I do think some will hit 100, especially since we're going to see a little bit more of that sunshine today. For the River Valley, peaking in the triple digits as early as 11 and about 105 to 106 later today. So again, much like yesterday, it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid, and we mainly stay dry through this week, but a few spotty shower chances are here to end the week. So we'll talk about that, as well as a look at your 4th of July weekend coming up in your full forecast. For now, I'll give you a live look at traffic on this Tuesday morning. Take a live look along I-49 at Johnson Mill Boulevard, of course, near the Johnson area. A little bit of a haze this morning, but some sunshine will be aplenty throughout the day. We'll have your full forecast coming up at about 6:16. Joe.
All right, Danny, with America celebrating 250 years this week and the World Cup underway, it'll be a record-breaking travel week at airports and even out on the highways. TSA is expecting to process nearly 19 million flyers at security checkpoints between today and next Monday, with the busiest day being on Thursday. Now, World Cup soccer fans are expected to push the number to a record high for the 4th of July. AAA even expecting highways to be busy all week, with gas prices leading more Americans to take a 4th of July road trip.
Now, this remains true for most of our holidays. The earlier in the morning you can leave, the better, to avoid some of the heaviest congestion. And believe it or not, some of the heaviest travel days are going to be July 4th itself. We know many folks will maybe just travel for the day to go see fireworks, to go visit family and friends. So July 4th can be a busy day out on the roads.
Well, AAA says the national average price for gas, $3.86 this morning, which is down more than 50 cents from the start of June. Now, with the 4th of July celebrations around the corner, local veterinarians reminding pet owners not every member of the family is excited about those fireworks. Fayetteville Vet Care saying the days leading up to July 4th can be some of the busiest for vets and animal shelters. If you can, bring your pet inside before the fireworks begin. Create a quiet, comfortable space for them to relax.
I recommend not having dogs out at firework displays. Don't leave them in your yard. Dogs can scale fences that you wouldn't ordinarily think they would do when they get scared. Can get pheromones or anti-anxiety medications from your veterinarian to help with keeping them calm and stress-free.
She says making sure your pet is microchipped and always wearing a collar can make all the difference if a problem arises. Meanwhile, across our area, cities are rolling out their fireworks ordinances. Here's a look at a few in Bentonville. Fireworks are allowed July 3rd and 4th. In Rogers, the 2nd through the 4th. Now, Springdale permits use July 2nd and 10th from noon to 10. In most areas, they're limited to private property with permission, though fireworks are not permitted in the city of Fort Smith. A powerful national celebration comes to life this Friday. America's 250 Red, White, and You takes a look at the people shaping America's story. You can catch the hour-long special event Friday night at 7 here on Channel 5, or you can stream for free on the 5 News app. Well, Bentonville continues to build on its reputation as a mountain biking destination. Some new trails and even attractions are set to open this year. 5 News reporter Claire Averbach joining us live to tell us more. Good morning, Claire.
Hey, good morning, Joe. Well, it's quite windy this morning, but that won't stop Bentonville bikers. Photojournalist Will Maxwell and I got to go on a biking tour just last week of Bentonville's most infamous trails, and they're still going to be adding more. There's already 24 trails in Bentonville that are connected and over 43 miles of trails. There's 2 new ones coming this fall that all cyclists and even some hikers can look forward to. The first one is going to be the opening of 8th Street Gateway that's going to add 6 new miles of beginner mountain biking trails, and the Ozark Discovery Canopy at Crystal Bridges will also be bikeable. The city counted more than 1.8 million trail users in 2025. So far this year, it's already recorded more than 965,000 users. Visit Bentonville says more than 830,000 people ride the city's mountain bike trails each year. An NWA Council study also found that cycling generated $159 million for the region's economy in 2022. The organization says beyond economic impact, biking gives residents a chance to experience the natural state's outdoor resources.
Northwest Arkansas's leaders and investors have known for years that if we can get people outside, it's going to improve their quality of life. So investing in trails and systems that support trails and trail use has been a very intentional and strategic move that we can all benefit from.
The city says 8th Street Gateway Park and the Ozark Canopy at Crystal Bridges are both expected to open at some point in 2026 with those new trails. Live in Bentonville, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.
All right, thanks for that, Claire. Well, a Fayetteville council member is proposing an ordinance banning the city from signing non-disclosure agreements with businesses. Now, the ordinance wouldn't outright ban these NDAs. The council could approve signing one during a public meeting. The city has already changed its policies over NDAs, requiring approval from the mayor and city attorney. The soonest council can vote on the proposal is next Tuesday. And starting tomorrow, Arkansas's new law blocking certain foods from being bought with SNAP benefits will go into effect. Now, yesterday, the governor made a big announcement launching of a new app, which is called Arkansas SNAP Companion. It can scan products in stores and indicate whether that they're covered by SNAP benefits. Now, in Arkansas, those benefits can no longer be used to buy unhealthy foods like candy or soda. The governor reiterated why she believes her request for the new rules will make the state healthier.
This is not about taking something away. The government is not dictating what you can and cannot buy with your own money. We're simply saying the taxpayer is not going to subsidize candy and soft drinks. Food stamps are supposed to be a nutrition program, not drive unhealthy habits and contribute to our nation's mountain of debt.
Well, the restrictions also apply to fruit or vegetable juices with less than 50% real juice. Now, also tomorrow, the soft launch will begin for Arkansas's new work requirement for some Medicaid beneficiaries. It'll apply to people between the ages of 19 and 64 enrolled in the AR Home program, the Medicaid expansion group created by the Affordable Care Act. Recipients must either work, volunteer, or attend school for at least 80 hours each month. The Department of Human Services says the soft launch is designed to prepare recipients for the full rollout, which is January 1st of next year. Until then, DHS will run automated processes to determine who's exempt, who's meeting the requirement, and who isn't. There won't be any penalties this year. Well, the Supreme Court weighed in on several significant cases on Monday, with more likely to come this week. Bradley Blackburn has more on the rulings that include a win and defeats for President Trump.
Today marks the last day of the Supreme Court's current term. On Monday, Supreme Court justices faced questions about the limits of presidential power in several cases, with President Trump celebrating what he called a big win. The court agreed the president did not need to show wrongdoing or cause before firing a federal trade commissioner.
He gave strength to presidents and strength to the presidency, a very important case.
He replaced a Democrat, Rebecca Slaughter, with his own choice. The decision could give President Trump and subsequent presidents more control over executive agencies.
When the American people elect someone with different priorities, they are also going to be able to carry out whatever mandate the American people give them.
But the court said the rules are different for the Federal Reserve, where justices said the Fed governor the president fired for cause, Lisa Cook, must be given a chance to defend herself.
We have, I think, an acknowledgement that not all agencies are the same, at least with respect to this carve out for the Fed.
Today, the court could issue decisions on other big cases, including one on transgender athletes and another on birthright citizenship.
No other nation does that birthright citizenship. No, not even close. Some did it, they ended it. It's tremendously destructive. It's extremely costly.
Birthright citizenship first became a U.S. law in 1868. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Well, the justices also let stand a jury verdict that President Trump sexually abused and defamed writer E. Jean Carroll. The court also weighed in on mail-in ballots, deciding states can count them late as long as they're postmarked by Election Day.